Hello everybody, welcome to Comic Tropes. I'm your host, Chris. This episode is what's called a Patreon timed exclusive. What that means is that I put this up first as an exclusive to my patrons on Patreon, and then after a certain amount of time, once they've all had a chance to see it, down the road I'll release it to everybody. Just letting you know what this is. It's also a little more loose, a little more casual. This is me without necessarily a script, although I do have a bunch of ideas of what I want to talk about. The comic book we're looking at today. Wow. Well, here's how we'll present it. What do you get when you have a hero whose superhero name is the same as his birth name, has the same name in it, he doesn't wear a mask, and he doesn't actually ever do anything heroic. For that, he calls on a ghost to help him. Well, for that, you put them all together and you get Captain Fearless, an absolute dumpster fire of an idea that lasted all of 2 issues, both only like 8-page stories. In the first story, we basically get the barest of origins, and we're going to today look at the second issue. It's so weird. Every time we come across this guy doing something useless or needing help, I'm going to take a swig of this new alcohol that I've never had before. I only recently discovered it. It's called akavit. It's Norwegian. It's popular in like Sweden and some of those northern European countries. But I've never heard of it, let alone even had it. And I just was like, I want to try this. I'm going to combine it just for the heck of it with this particular episode. So the basic idea is it's World War II. This was put out during World War II as well. And there's a Captain John Fearless in the army. That's his name, John Fearless. He had a grandfather that was in the Revolutionary War, and he died. And one day he appears as a ghost to John Fearless the Sixth, the guy in the modern day, and is like, hey, here's a horn, and if you blow this horn, I'll come and help you. Now, he doesn't help him do anything in the first issue. It's very boring. He's just like, yeah, I was great. I was a Revolutionary War hero, and I helped inspire the Declaration of Independence, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. We're just going to dive right into the second issue. Let's get into it. The first page kicks off with a big splash panel that shows John Fearless in his Captain John Fearless, I don't know, superhero suit. It's basically just a Revolutionary War buckskin suit. He looks like Davy Crockett. And we also see his ghost great-great-great-great-grandfather kicking someone in the butt. Very heroic. The story itself kicks off with Captain John Fearless being told by his supervisor that some enemy Nazi agents may have infiltrated their ranks, and he wants him to go to a particular base, not as an officer, but as Private Fearless, so that he can observe the camp more closely. Just as he gets there, he thinks to himself, funny place for a soldier to have visitors, and at this hour, think I'll have a look. The car zips away as soon as Private Fearless gets close, and the captain on duty, Captain Austin, yells at him, saying, "A good soldier would have studied the rules. Return to the camp and report for guard duty tonight." That night, Fearless is on guard duty, thinking to himself, Captain Austin and those guys? It don't add up. Wonder if, what's that? Sounds like somebody's snooping around. And then he's hit in the head, is thrown down a cliff by 2 figures in shadow, and lands in the river below, saying, whew, the water sure got me out of that fast. Yeah, thank God the ground was there to break your fall. Otherwise, who knows how long you'd be falling. Anyway, that's our first example of Fearless being completely useless. So, here's my first taste ever of akavit. Let's see how this stuff is. Whoa. It's strong. It's a little bit like whiskey. That's the closest I can compare it to. It isn't whiskey, but it's a little close to... No, you know what it's even closer to? It's closer to scotch. It's closer to scotch. That's very unique. It says it's 41.5% alcohol by volume, so fairly strong stuff. Not bad, not bad. It's got a little bit of a flavor to it that I can't quite place. Fearless climbs out of the water, saying to himself, those mugs wanted me out of the way for some reason, and I'm gonna find out why. He runs back to base, and we're told The private dons his disguise to become Captain Fearless, the mighty threat to all enemies of the American way. If your disguise involves just putting on a change of clothes, I got news for you. It ain't gonna fool anybody. That's another fail for Captain Fearless and another drink for me. Captain Fearless finds a clue, a light on late at night, thinking to himself, that light in Major Caldwell's office, mighty strange for this hour. So he runs in, the people instantly give themselves up by yelling, we have been discovered! And Captain Fearless punches 1, 2 guys, and then the third guy throws a chair in front of Captain Fearless, which he stumbles over right away. Captain Fearless says, they sure put one over on me. We're not getting very far into this story. Captain Fearless is proving himself incredibly inept. A guy just tosses a chair. I don't know, kick it back at him, step to the side, do something heroic. You're the hero of the book. You don't just go, a chair, ah. Strong. Okay, it's strong. Captain Fearless stands up, looks to his side, and sees that Major Caldwell has been stabbed in the back and murdered. Seconds later, a bunch of army officers come in to arrest Captain Fearless, and they said, you murderer, disguised as a patriotic American, you commit foul deeds. No, I didn't do it. But they march Fearless away as a prisoner to the guardhouse, where they intend to court-martial him. As he's being marched back, Fearless remembers that he has a magic horn, and so he blows it. His ghost great-great-great-great-grandfather appears, thinking, young John in trouble. That'll never do for a Fearless. I'll lend a hand. I'll get you out of this, son. John Fearless the First, you've come to help me. What? He's flying away. Are we going nuts? They sure look surprised when you flew off. So far, Captain John Fearless has done absolutely nothing heroic. He's punched 2 guys, we'll admit, but then he got tripped by a chair. He's already been knocked out once, and now he had to call basically on his ghost grandpa to come save him. I'll call that pretty useless for a hero. John has his ghost grandpa drop him off at Captain Austin's house and says, thanks, John, you've been a great help, and lets him fly away. If you have a ghost grandpa there to help you, why ever let him leave? Just summon him once and then keep him around. Be like, hey, if you see anybody try to punch me, punch them first. And while you're at it, make me some dinner, make me some spaghetti. Thanks, ghost grandpa. What else has he got to do? It's not like ghost grandpa has to get back to work or anything. He's doing nothing but sitting around waiting to help you. So never dismiss him. That's my advice. Fearless confronts Austin, saying, your plan to blame me for the murder of Major Caldwell didn't work, Austin. You're going to pay for your crimes. But then a second later, Austin throws, some sort of a box into Fearless's face and knocks him out with his gun. How embarrassing of a hero are you when you burst in going like, you're going to pay for your crimes, and you're instantly just knocked out by the guy. Oh my God, this guy is pathetic. Fearless? More like useless. Austin has some henchmen come to drag away Captain Fearless, and we learn that they're all Nazi spies. One of them is totally stereotypical, saying, Captain Herr Manfred, but what have you there? A prize, Raider, the great Captain Fearless. The fool tried to stop me, but it didn't work. The bad guy's plan is pretty lame. Basically, Austin is posing as an officer just to send men on maneuvers, like just marching orders away from the base, and then Manfred is going to come in and drop poison gas from a plane. I don't know why they needed an inside man for this. If you're going to just be able to fly in and drop poison gas, just drop the poison gas. Anyway, they tie up Captain Fearless, who's still unconscious. The following day, when the others have left, Fearless is left with a lone guard. Ach, what is this? A horn, stupid. Blow it. I guess when you have a hero this useless, you have to make the enemies even stupider. These guys have the brains of pigeons. Oh, that's a horn. Blow it. Nothing bad will happen. Looks like I need you again, Captain John. And the ghost kicks the Nazi in the butt and then kicks him in the shin, which is apparently enough to take him out. A very exciting fight scene. Once again, Captain Fearless does nothing. He just lets his ghost grandpa knock out the bad guy and untie him. Great. Captain Fearless and the ghost grandpa run over, steal some old man's car, and then get in a convenient empty airplane that happens to nearby. They chase Hair Raider and shoot at them. There's a bunch of confusing shots of planes shooting, and then finally we hear from one of the planes, "Nice shooting, son." That's the end of them, John. Why, he's gone. Listen closely. It said, "Nice shooting, son." That means that the guy shooting the plane down was Captain Fearless, the protagonist, and the guy piloting the plane was a ghost from the Revolutionary War. When did he pick up those skills? There weren't a whole lot of planes back then. This is crazy. The ghost is just like, how hard can it be? In the following panel, the bad guy's plane crashes, and at the same time, the bad guy is running away from the plane. This is all in one panel. What happened there? Did he jump out? There's no parachute. He just crashes, but he just keeps running. The guy can escape from a crashing plane. I don't know if I'm making sense. I've had a lot of akavit. Ghost Grandpa says, so the spy thinks he's going to escape. Not so fast, sock. Well, first of all, they couldn't have even had Captain Fearless knock out the spy. They had to, again, have the Ghost Grandpa do it. So I'll take my shot. And let's take a close look at that. The grandpa is punching this way and the face is going that way. That's not the way physics work. Like if I get punched in the head, I'd go this way. I wouldn't go, It's just basic storytelling. I just require the bare minimum for this punch, and they didn't get it right. Some army troops run up saying, "And that crashed plane was loaded with poison gas." Meanwhile, Austin says, "Someone's kicking me. Am I crazy? Stop it. I'll confess. I'm not Austin. I'm Manfred, a spy. I'll tell everything. Save me." In just a few short pages, I had plenty to drink. I'm done with that. Wow, I don't know what to say. What a terrible idea. What terrible execution. This was the second and final issue of Captain Fearless. As you can imagine, it didn't catch off. Nobody wanted to see somebody basically just crying for his grandpa to come help every time there was trouble, blowing on a horn and dressing up in some sort of knockoff Boy Scout uniform. What a pathetic loser. I don't think I've seen anybody this pathetic ever. Even 7-Eleven and Sergeant Spook, they were bad ideas, but at least they still acted heroically. At least they were the protagonist and they actively did something. Captain Fearless, he didn't do anything. He just was calling for help every time and getting knocked out a lot. I'm surprised this guy just didn't have, you know what, now that I'm thinking of it, maybe he did. Maybe this guy got lots of concussions and he had to end his superhero career early because in just this one adventure, he's knocked out like 2 or 3 times. You just can't do that. You just can't get knocked out that much and still function. All right, I guess I don't have anything else to say other than thank you for reading this with me, and until I see you next time, keep reading comics.